You're most welcome to Ngora district. Ngora district is a very welcoming district. Ngora district is very peaceful. So I want you to feel at home and know the purpose as to why you are here is to learn. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
You are all aware that issues of patriotism are a presidential directive. So I want to thank the Bishop of Kumi Diocese for organizing this very, very marvelous and very important training of all the chaplaincies and the religious leaders of Kumi Diocese.
Legally, the legal framework just gives us the mandate to carry out this training. And it says in the section 29, the Roman numerals, it says the exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from performance of duties and responsibilities. And accordingly, it should be the duty of every citizen, part A of the duties of citizen, to be patriotic and loyal to Uganda and to promote its well-being. So that is the legal framework. The second one, under Article 17, Part 2, says every able-bodied Ugandan must undergo military training whenever called upon to do so in order to defend the territorial integrity of this nation and the Constitution. So we are, in other words, backed up by the Constitution to be here, to change the mindset of our children and our young people and the old people. Because the idea is that people have got what we call a fixed mindset. They think, they look at you, they don't like you because of where you come from. Patriotism doesn't have any difference in size, in the age, in the color, in the religion.
Today when you see a rope in the village, the sub-county or the district is now giving out cattle for Operation Wealth Creation or for NADIS or for NUSAF and so forth. So if we have been getting programs like that, instead of tying us to go to the sub-county or to the district, we are now going to tie animals to bring at home. Remains one question which I want all of us to answer after here is, why are we still poor? We are still poor because for us, because NRM has brought a lot of programs. You know, today if I don't get in NUSAF, I will get from PRDP. If I don't get from PRDP, I will get from PDM. If I don't get from PDM, I will get from NADIS. Or wealth creation or plan for modernization of agriculture. We have now become lazy and refused to use those programs appropriately for us to develop. When they call you to the sub-county to go and get an animal, by the time you leave home to go and get a cow, either under Operation Wealth Creation or NADS, already you have looked for somebody who is going to buy it. Even the person who is going to buy it is the one who buys you the rope that you go and bring, I will pay you. So instead of you bringing this cow to your home to look after it very well, it produces, it multiplies. So when it reaches with the 4 siblings, you begin now selling one to look at the uniform and books for your children. You sell it immediately, you get it from there, and it dies there. That's why we are in this poverty. So this meeting here should actually open your heads and say, if you get an input from government, first make sure it multiplies. Then that when it multiplies and you see that you had 1 cow, there are now 2, they are coming 3, now the 4th, you can now sell the first one because now that one has grown old to help you. Or while you still have it, ensure you feed it well, you use the milk to sell and help yourself. We are now going to this project called Parish Development Model. Money is coming. I know some people there are deceiving you that the money has delayed. You tell them, within RM, if it says it will bring, money is coming. So at this moment, you younger people who are here, help your parents to prepare gardens where they are going to invest the money, or if they have a business like processing, to prepare where they are going to have a machine to squeeze juice from oranges, from mangoes, so that they sell and get money. Once that money comes, please invest it before you touch it.
So how many of us live the life of a moon? That even long after you have gone, people look around, they look at the church furniture and they say, this was Reverend so and so. They look at the beautiful trees in the corner and say, this was Reverend so and so. They look at how good the Christians live together, they say, this good working relationship was started by Reverend so and so. Okay? So, let us leave a mark. Either wherever we live, wherever we serve, or even amongst our children. Are you molding them to become useful future citizens, Christians, teachers, farmers? Are we doing that? I've just told you about the Indians. We hear about Indian names, the same Metta. Do you think the Metta who started the Metta still lives? No. But the Metta name is around because he left a legacy. Let us have the Oporot. When you mention Oporot, people will say, are you talking about the Oporot of Ngora? Then say, this one is of Bukedea. Why? Because the one of Ngora left a man, left the children, molded them, educated them, maybe put up a building, reared the goats, and everybody says that good seed of a goat, we got it from Oporot. That good method of farming was a practice encouraged by in our community. This primary school was started by the mobilization of Reverend Sanderson. Not saying the trees that were at this church were all wiped away by Reverend Sanderson. The furniture that was supposed to be in this church disappeared during the time of Sanderson. The iron sheets that were on this school were taken by so and so. So each of us must add value, because we cannot talk about the resourcefulness of the country when the individuals are not resourceful. Because the primary product or the most important resource a given country has is the human being.
The first belief is what we call national consciousness.
I don't want any unit on it. Nesate maribe. I choikinity or kakwap no.
Anything that you need to do, you must be conscious about your country.
This morning so my debate jarauti. I choikinit anwako na kwa.
That's why when you are beginning any gathering,
nara erokona neswa natesbe erokona na gyara disatukonokin.
We sing the national anthem. National anthem is not for fun, but to create an identity of creating one people as a country.
Mama ekosongonera tita konye atodunube irayoni itungalo Uganda.
Muganda mutese karamajong, when you sing the national anthem, all of us will be focused.
Kere atekeresine ngono kere neyere oni kirebeto na sesen bijoni akwapo.
That's an identity of national consciousness.
Itodunti nyini todiati nyino oni.
The second thing that you should do to identify yourself with the national consciousness is the respect of the national constitution. Even when you belong to any religion, there are particular scriptures that you use to develop that religion.
le beito na yongit anai to poluna e kanisa ngon.
You cannot pretend that you are a good Catholic or a Protestant going to church and you are using a Quran.
Mamji pedori I around to threaten in ngopit ebi raje tulikit ari raje siramut mamji shome e Quran are Bible.
You definitely cling on your belief through in the Bible.
Na irwanani pu woni kere I roni tungalu tupanakini ni wadikata kwa wadikatere.
Equally true that when you are building a nation,
ikoni kwa ngen idukuni ja kwapuda,
the national constitution is the Bible that everybody needs to follow.
Okay, tabo ngonli kisila neso rai okay Bible lebeto na tupit.
So you should know the duties of citizen.
So ekoroje jene aswam nebeto ni tunga.
You should know your roles. When you were leading the church, you don't understand the constitution.
Ariraje ngarno kanisa mamji jeni etabo ngonli kisila lo Uganda.
You are not going to build this country.
Mamji pedoria dukun akwapuna.
That constitution defines that let there be a church.
Etabo ngonli kisila inetebe ojaune kanisa.
Let there be a school.
Ojaune somero.
So anything that you do when you know it has been established within the law.
Iwanjobe ngunu kere jastomo anapdano kisila.
That is the beginning of building your nation with national consciousness.
Rainin atagaret na jo adukuna akona kwa otomo ponesolo achokinit arayuarit.
So I am making an appeal to all of us.
Sautenga lipit mamani John kere.
Even those who lead our churches.
Arada ngun luya itoso kikanisa.
Singing the national anthem is not a sin.
Ijai ye a national anthem ekosongonlo akwam mamera diakaret.
But it's going to help you to unite people of different tribes in your church.
Konyi nakini ekosongon ay morkikini itunga otomo kanisa kon.
That is nation building.
Nebaka ba iraingin ibona dukun okakwa.
Out together.
Euponi
national consciousness is the belief of patriotism.
Atokini na okakwa pera unit adopted na amen.
Now, when we see people don't know how to sing the anthems properly, you should try to know one because you belong to this country. The second belief of who a patriotic person is what we call socio-economic transformation. Socio-economic transformation means wealth creation, prosperity, income generation, fighting poverty. That's what we call socio-economic transformation. When you see people are poor in the country, the country will never be built. And I want to tell everybody who is here that when you see in your village or in your house that you are poor, you are a problem. You are a problem for the country. How many of you want to become poor people by show of hands? Who wants to be poor? None. Thank you. But how many of you want to be rich? Yes. I want to bless you. How many of you want to be rich? Okay, thank you. Put your hands down.
Okay,
I also want to ask you the third question. Are all of the people in your village rich? Where is the problem? And when you go and ask these two questions to them, they are going to deceive you that they want to become rich. They don't want to be associated with the poverty. Why are they poor? Because they deceive themselves. So you cannot build a nation when you are poor. Whether you belong to which tribe, whether you belong to which religion, as long as you belong to this country,
You must work towards prosperity to build your country.
I must tell you, patriotism does not know a religion. Patriotism does not know a height. Patriotism does not know a level of education. It is a heart, a mind that should be there for the good of your life and your community. I have come to emphasize that you patriots, you should be prepared to serve your people at any given time to make sure there is order and people are progressing. Hallelujah. Amen. A patriot loves his country or her country. You must have love for your country. Anything going wrong in any part of Uganda, you should feel a pinch from Obalanga to Kachumbala, from Ongongoja to Ochero. By the way, I know 3/4 of the villages in this region, apart from those which were created recently. You must have a feeling. That's why you remember, for those who are following radio, when warriors disturbed Kapelebiong, you heard on radio that Adia must reach there. I went to Kapelebiong and we had already prepared 1,000 boys to hit them. But UPDF said they would continue with them. We are willing and available to attack warriors at any given time. Because rights of the people should not be abused. Wherever you are, a patriot must make sure the rights of the citizens of Uganda are secured. That's why you are here, so that you know your role. We must be in a position to secure the country, love your country, identify with your country, and you will have characteristics of being a patriot. Above all, you must be trustworthy and honest. For you to be a patriot, you must be transparent. You must be trustworthy and honest. Some of you are leaders. You are all leaders at respective. How you should be trusted with the limited resources available. If you are not trusted with even chicken, how will you be trusted by more people? Hallelujah. You must have honesty in your behavior. You must have trustworthiness, so that everybody will see you and see hope as you walk around, as you talk. A patriot, another point, a patriot must be tolerant. Never ever lose your temper all the time. You should be flexible. You should be tolerant, because situations of temptation exist. Situations of difficulty exist. But how do you interpret what to do?
People fear to start a new thing.
I've
talked of business.
That's
why emotional intelligence is quite different from IQ. IQ is intelligent quotient. IQ helps you to do well, perform in class, get distinctions, you get A.
Ko nyingine nesina kitone aitubu osemero aidumuni joba do metro division 1 ara amake sitina na dope osemero baka chetweti ngono.
What helps you to get that division 1 is IQ or intelligent quotient.
Ibore ni ngara kitu ni adomonon ne baka scribe lo solitingon elamonate otoma ibore ni baka IQ.
But what helps you to succeed in life is emotional intelligence.
Ibore na kito ni around luarere otoma aijar nesi epon ejautenele uwa mamoni.
For example, where all of you come from, you have people who have bachelors and masters and PhDs, and you have those who have not gone to school. But those who have not gone to school, majority are doing well in business.
Kati ochalo yoko nginani lo mutoroni idumuni je ejai ekale shomitere jasi idigirin konye dogo bidumuni jo ekalo mame shomitere ejasi kui ojo.
You have a professor in your village who has a booming business.
Ewa ndoto resi etotungole shomita down na shomara kire ejatari kede a business lo baka bidolojo.
Look at those buildings in your town, in your trading center. Who are the owners?
Anberejo okiduka imuno ochalo luanga ikulepek.
Are those with master's degrees or those who stopped in P1C?
Erasimu itogo inguna adukena ngune erasa luitunga lesho mitosinoi araverasi lupelu opi on primary.
So the difference is emotional intelligence versus intelligent conscience.
Uganda is the part of the world. But because the research was to cover only Africa as a continent, that's why the man said Uganda is the part of. But if it was to cover the entire world, the world would have been Uganda is the part of the whole world. Uganda has got the best climate and weather ever in the whole world. Uganda is the only country where we don't have summer, we don't have winter.
Uganda bona akopune mame epakine lili mori ringa.
When we talk of this thing, we don't even need to go very far.
Neroni borolu mame kota e karnel wanada.
Even in our neighborhood here.
Arade dunyeta oko lupale.
I studied in Kenya.
Sisi ate ngo Kenya.
In Nairobi, there is an area called Karen Ngong Road. From June to December, they are in total winter. This thing you see here, don't think they planted it. No.
Iborolu ejane mama la be right nyanu mam.
It's natural.
Riborolu right de kelo.
When other countries, most countries in the world spend a lot of resources in planting grass.
Odumunu ja achie kwa penito somati tungi kapunonu epwa rainya.
For us, we spend a lot of resources doing what? Doing what? For them, they spend a lot of resources planting grass.
Yes.
For us, we spend a lot of resources doing what? It is a shame
Rain village.
for the people who are lucky and been born in the part of Africa.
Rain village kanu itunga ngunu ya uruta ikedare rengara utulichana.
Are going to desert countries, those who don't have anything.
Ibu apaja kwa pini kwanu okinga kwanu erasa modingo tobonu ema meatata ribore.
To become bapakas. So therefore,
Anwangon.
if you understand these things,
Are misra na itunga loichan.
from here,
Ageo na ne.
go and work on your attitude.
Olote soma.
Go and work on your mindset.
Olote soma kede jene kon.
Go and learn how to tap onto God-given resources.
Olote sisi au epon le tosoma jalo United Deke.
I can assure you,
Tijeni kinenge sinatabe.
the sky
Akuju.
will be
Rauni.
the limit.
My patriots, viva! 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 I'm actually very excited, and I want to thank the office of RDC and DISO for liaising with Church of Uganda to do this training. I have seen potential in the young people. I have seen the capacity. Actually, when they were marching around, I was imagining that if
Kumi Diocese, Ngora, Kumi and Bukedea is attacked, then we have a force to repulse all the attacks. So
Your Excellency, we beg to extend our sincere thanks through you to the various facilitators who lectured us in the much required topics that have inspired us so much. This team was so enthusiastic, competent, confident, richly knowledgeable, and eloquent of all what they lectured. They were truly carefully a selected team. Excellency, we also cover the following well-selected and most suited topics: financial literacy, emotional intelligence, discipline for development, gender perspectives, poverty and unemployment, who is causing it in Uganda. And our guest of honor, this topic was handled by none other than Major General Sam Kaguma. The highlights of Uganda's history, nation building, political economy, introduction to patriotism and its core values, the national symbols, among others. From these topics, we have learned the following lessons. The core values and symbols: love beyond our religious affiliations, respect of self and others, appreciating our neighbors, thinking outside the box for development of self and the nation, mindset and attitude change, the natural resources of Uganda, religion and religious values in relation to nation and self-development, the need to uphold security for peace and gear towards sustainable development, and the need to enhance teamwork, etc. Your Excellency, we have also learned that there is need for us to have a continuity of this kind of programs and trainings, not only in Kumi Diocese, but also in the entire Teso sub-region and its neighboring sub-regions, so that they also acquire this training. But also, even us who are trained now, we may, in the near future, require a refresher.
As we witness the pass out of 1,055 gallant soldiers of Christ and staunch Ugandan patriots, cohort December 2022. This initiative is as a result of collaborative ministry between the province of Church of Uganda, Diocese of Kumi, in conjunction with the National Patriotism Secretariat, thus Government of Uganda, for us to equip our church leadership and membership with the right skills, attitude, and knowledge for positive mindset change, personal empowerment, entrepreneurial skills and knowledge, integrity, and some military science for self-survival and defense. And this is meant to promote love for Christ, love for Uganda, sacrifice for Christ, sacrifice for Uganda, serve Uganda and serve Christ, serve love for self and love for neighbors, and we shall literally foster personal love for Christ and Uganda, and offer of sacrificial service for Christ and our country.
Loving yourself, loving your neighbor, loving your church, and most importantly, loving your country are virtues that should not be taken for granted at any level of leadership, including the youth of this country. Reflect on our national anthem. What does it say? The national anthem of Uganda is a prayer and it's patriotic in nature. Loving your country,
making sure you use the natural resources properly, and making sure that we develop as a country. And I think that's where we have gone wrong. We have actually got it wrong for a long time. Such initiatives are correcting where we have gone wrong. And this is the right time for us to do that. Unity starts with you and your God. You and your family. You and your community. You and your church. And we as a tribe, we must emphasize unity. The Secretariat for Nationalism, you should take it up. And in your cabinet policy paper, institutionalize regional patriotic centers. And if this one can stand for Easter, that is the most that can be done. But using this one as a shrine for nationalism at religious level would be the best thing to do. We are not working outside the policies of government. We are actually working within the establishment of government. What we are doing here is constitutional in nature. There is nobody who is going to accuse us for gathering here the way we are gathered now. Last weekend when I was in Kumi, I got a message that there is training of people for violence. And when I got marching orders, I actually told the Vice President I had a message about that thing, but was negative. But what you are telling me is extremely positive. So thank you very much. When we were in Chankwasi, we debated about national service. And we thought it will be very difficult to get the youth to believe in nationalism. What we have done here is a demonstration that this can be supported by youth. And this is the time actually to come up with that policy to cabinet, and I'm very sure it will be supported.
Asante sana.
You have passed the test. All of you have passed the test. To achieve anything, you have got to persevere, and it's painful. You have demonstrated you are committed to this. You have felt the pain, you have felt the sun, and you have stood firm. And this one goes in record.
Hi everyone, my name is Akiriat Mebomatha Anyaka. I was the course nurse of this training that happened in Ngora 2020 from 7th to 13th of December. Thank you very much for the opportunity of this training, because if it wasn't for you, we would not get this training. We have learned very many things. We have learned about mindset change. We learned that a positive mind is what builds up someone's future.
My name is Joel Odeke from Kumi, Bomanos, St. Stephen's Church of Uganda. What I've learned from Patriotism, first of all, I've learned so many things like parade.
I've learned from Patriotism. Number one, being a good citizen, being kind, being friendly, and having discipline and respect.
Now what I've learned here, I've learned being a good person, having good manners, and having a lot of friends. Now I've learned to have friends. Before I didn't have friends like this, but now we have associated with very many friends. Friends from far, friends from nearby districts, and even big people here. We have learned to associate with them. We have seen a number of big people that we have never seen before, like our MPs, our LOC5s, and even our DCs, we didn't know them, but now we have get to know them.
Ladies and gentlemen who are seeing and watching, I want to assure you that this kind of a training is good, and especially to educate our community, such that they can also change into patriotism hearts. They should have what is called a patriotism heart, participating towards our country. Thank you.
I appreciate the Church of Uganda, in the name of the government of Uganda, to bring us here today to finish up 1 week on training of patriotism. And I thank everybody who was here for this training, which we have enjoyed ourselves, carrying uniforms in our lives, carrying the knowledge by the trainer.
Hello Sarah, I came from Bukedea district. I thank God who brought all this, and I thank the government who brought about patriotism, because it has helped us. We have gained more and more skills that are going to make us build up ourselves as well as the country.
Asante kupatia mimi muda hii kufurahisha government, kufurahisha kanisa Diocese ya Kumi, mpaka Archbishop kupatia sisi kitu mwenye na geuzia bongo yetu. Kwangu walikuwa mimi nafundisha watu kwa Christians kwa chalo huko, walikuwa mimi nafikiria ati mimi ndio mtu unajua masheria sana, lakini kufika hapa mimi kusajua na kufahamu sana, nti kumbe vitu vingine mimi alikuwa hapa najua. Sasa mimi kusapata kwa bongo yangu kitu mwenye naita change your mindset, ndio kugeuza namna mimi alikuwa iko. Kwa kasi yangu alikuwa mimi nagojanga tu kugoja pesa ya Sunday kupatia mimi kila kitu, ndio mimi nagoja, lakini sasa mimi kufika nyumbani mimi naenda kugeuza kila kitu na kila mtu yote mwenye iko bado chini.
I'm Betty Aumo, a patriot of the clergy. Yeah, so many things we have learned in this training. We have learned so many things like mindset change. Mostly as the youth, we have been taught so many different things on how to develop ourselves, many activities, how do we make a living. Like for example, we're told that when we are at home there, we have to always make sure that at least we do something for the government and also to earn money. Something like me as a girl, I can also start up a poultry farm. I can also start up just small businesses to get some money for myself. And then about the training, I've learned to be alert, active, and always time conscious. So many